live because apparently YouTube doesn't know that I exist. I am trying to figure out why it's not showing me, but we'll figure this out. There it is. So if you did not have the benefit of watching my video yesterday, that's okay. I started a video tutorial series on crocheting a shirt, sweater, sweatshirt. And this is the back of it. This is the front of it. It does have a V-neck. I am at the point now where I am going to swap colors, and I am going to start the patterned stitch that I'm going to use on this piece. What else? That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm using the Premier yarn, just chenille, and I am using a 6.5 millimeter hook. So if you're here, welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while since, I've been doing my schedule correctly. However, I'm on my schedule now. So my schedule is a video comes out on Wednesday, and then I do a live on Thursday and a live on Saturday. Starting in August, the first Sunday in August, I will be doing I'll be doing a, what are they called? Market. Hello, hello, hope you're doing well. So every Sunday in August, I'll have a market, and then we'll see how I'm doing. I've been, oh, hello, hello, hope you guys are doing well. I have been working on this for 3 days, and part of what's slowing me down is that I am going to be, I'm videoing it as I go, so that people can follow along and do what I'm doing. What else? I did a lot of jibber jabbering. I'm not too sure who that is. Hello, hello everyone. So I'm doing basically a foundation row in pink all the way around, and then I'm going to start the fan motif that I'm doing. Hello. This yarn is Premier Just Chenille yarn. And it sure is working up nice. Oh, thank you very much. But I don't know that person that you're talking about. While you guys are here, like and subscribe. Yes, thank you so very much. I really like making new friends. I hope you guys are doing well today. It's almost the weekend. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Adelaide. I did not realize that. Thank you. Thank you both. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for subscribing. Today we're still in Frontier Days mode, which means there's still quite a few people in town, although not as many as normal, and it's not as loud as it normally is, which is honestly really nice because we live on one of the main streets. And so it's nice not to have so much going on around us right now. Yes, you did. It just came across. Thank you very much for subscribing. The other night, my dog was having a weird night. We went to bed, and then sometime in the early morning, he woke up and wandered off the bed and wandered out of the room, and that's fine, so I went and opened the door, and he goes running out to the living room. I have no idea. Thank you. Hello. So anyways, I go back to bed, and like 10-15 minutes later, that little snot starts barking. And I'm thinking, what in the world is going on? And so I'm jumping out of bed trying to find him. Well, he had gone and woken up Mom because he wanted to go outside. And so he went outside, and then he spent most of the night out here in the living room. But what are you gonna do? He's a good boy. He's a miniature dachshund, black and tan. And then of course we've got Belly, who is a Chihuahua dachshund mix. And they're a good pair for us. Thank you. Just a reminder, please don't put your ages in the chat or where you live in the chat, just for your own safety. I don't want anything bad happening to anybody. Well, we found out the other day that Mom has to have a total knee replacement. So that'll kind of shake things up for a little bit, but that's okay. It's supposed to take away her pain and help her feel better. And that's all I want, is Mom to be happy and healthy. Thank you very much. What else? Thank you. Thank you very much. It's not too bad. We've been getting like thunderstorms and stuff that come through. Thank you. And it's been pretty nice to cool down the weather so it's not so hot. Which makes it nice because then we don't have to have the air conditioning on. Not that we need air conditioning a whole lot, just for a couple of months over the summer, and then like 7 to 8 months a year where we have heat going because we just get chilly and cold. So when the rest of the videos for this project come out, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I think she will be okay. It's going to be a series of a couple of videos that shows and tells how details how I'm making this. If someone wants to follow follow along, that's awesome. If not, that's okay too. I do plan on doing more tutorials now that I'm learning a little bit more about my camera and stuff and how to use it, and trying to get better about keeping things in frame rather than being out of frame all the time, because it's kind of hard to see around the camera. Thank you. It just really has been a pleasant Frontier Days for us, which is kind of odd, but it's also really nice. Because this is like the biggest festival of my town all year long. And their big money-making seasons are Frontier Days and Christmas. Oh, yes, you're very nice. And so we'll see how the businesses fare. I'm kind of worried that they won't do so well because we don't have as many travelers coming through. What else? Thank you. That's very kind of you. And yes, if people are watching, just please jump up and hit or down and hit the subscribe button and the like button. That's very helpful. If you haven't drank your water, well, thank you. If you haven't had your water, drink your water. If you haven't had your meds, take your meds. Make sure that you take care of you. You know, a lot of people are, and that's okay. You got to do what it takes to take care of you. Sorry, you guys keep getting knocked by my yarn. No, thank you. Thank you very much for being so generous. But no, I'm not looking for people to give me money. Thank you very much, though. That's very, very kind, but no, I'm not looking for money from people, but thank you. You too. Thank you very much. Yeah, you gotta do what you need to do to take care of yourself, because that's important. A 3D pen? Oh, that's awesome. What color is it? Black. Okay. That's pretty cool. I'm waited with bated breath. You're having the best day? I hope that you all that have joined us are having a great day. If you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe, that would be awesome. So now I'm working the fan stitch motif, the first row of it, and really it's only a 1 row repeat, but I'm just getting it started and then it'll be easier to keep up with it. I like to use different stitches in my shirts and whatnot when I'm making my clothes, just to give them more dimension and kind of, I don't know, make me happy, give me some of that dopamine. I've used different fan stitches before, but this one is just the kind of the smallest one, where you're doing 3 double crochet, skip 1 single crochet, and then 3 double, and then repeating that 3 double crochet. I'll be getting iron next week, so hopefully my cheeks will be a little bit more rosy and I'll be having even more energy. Does anybody want to talk about anything specific? Well, Mom and I like to watch Doss Outdoors and Doss Farms with Chad Doss, and right now it is, they're on baby watch. One of the mama cows is due any day now, and so they're really watching her closely, and I am going to put you guys back that way. Nope. There we go. That might work. And that's been fun watching them and their animals. They've got longhorn cows, and they've got donkeys, and now they have chickens. And so that's pretty cool to watch. And I love the names. They've got Glory and Allie. They've got Honey and Bunny. They have Tipsy and Sky. Sky is a fairly new baby to them. Tipsy's her mama. Tipsy had her a couple of weeks ago, or I guess it's been over a month ago when Trixie had her baby Sky. But it's always fun watching them with the animals. Oh, and they have these pigs. Oh my goodness. Those silly pigs are so funny because they have associated Chad with food. And so every time they see him, they follow him around because they think that he's going to give them food. But they only get fed at certain times. And so they get really noisy and complain about not having food. Let's see here. I am really liking this yarn. I wouldn't use it for plushies because it's just a titch too thin, but I really do like it and how it feels and how it's working up in the garment. And I like that it's washable and dryable. Makes my life easier. Makes a lot of people's lives easier. I'm gonna get a sip. Or maybe a gulp. I really like this American clear peach. That it doesn't have any calories in it. It doesn't have any sodium in it. Although I do need sodium, but I get it in other ways. But I've enjoyed the taste of it for a very long time. And although I like the Fresca Peach sparkling water better, this stuff, it does the trick. And it's quite a bit less expensive. And in this economy, we kind of think about that stuff. I've been really enjoying listening to like Jelly Roll. And I also have some books on tape that I've been listening to. What else? And then I talk to the dogs quite frequently. I think I would pass out if they actually talked back to me. But they're good little guys, and they're good company. They have their own little personalities. I'm gonna unplug you guys. That might help keep you guys from getting bumped all the time. Kind of, maybe. Let's see here. I really need to sell some of my plushies so I can make more. I've got quite a bit right now, and so I need to sell them so I can make some more, which I do actually enjoy doing. Okie dokies. I was looking on Premier's website, and they have 400 grams of cotton. Now, you don't get to pick the color, but you can buy 400 grams of cotton yarn for like $8, I believe. Maybe it was $9, which that's a really good price. They have some of their mill ends in bags, and those are 500 grams of mill end yarn, which you just pick the color you want and they'll send it to you in a bag. And you get 500 grams for $6. Like, that's unheard of. I can't figure out anywhere else that's doing that right now. Of course, the colors aren't as vast as their normal lines, but they're still good colors. I mean, I haven't found a color yet that I'm like, ew. I may not particularly care for some colors, but that's just because I'm more of a bright and purple and blue and green kind of girl. Made a mistake. Easy enough to pull back. Let's see here. It's always nice once you get the pattern set up, because then you just follow the pattern. You're not really having to count a whole lot. And so with this pattern, basically you do the fan, which is 3 double crochets into the single crochet, and then you do a single crochet into the 3rd double crochet of the row before. So it's kind of like a no-brainer, which I like. I'm also working on knitting a pocket, because I want to add a front pocket to this piece like I have on my normal sweatshirts. So I have some place to stick my phone. So I am working on knitting my pocket. And it's going to be a couple different colors. I started out with brown, and when I run out of the brown, I'm probably going to switch either to the minty green or to the purple. But I'm knitting it on 5.5 millimeter needles, which is working out well for me. What else? Okay, let's see if I can have my hands in frame, if that will help. There we go. I absolutely love black and tan dachshunds. You know, if I was super, super rich, I'd have an entire pack of them roaming around. My great uncle is back in the United States. He was in Costa Rica for a while. And it sounds like he's probably going to be staying somewhere close by to us long term, which will be nice. I think will be nice. He's my papa's brother, but I don't really know him that well. Because boy, oh howdy, my papa was the best. He quit his job to drive me to school. Actually, he took an early buyout, and it just so happened to be the year that I was getting ready to go to kindergarten. So Papa was my driver, and he drove me to school and picked me up. Made sure that I ate breakfast in the morning. Everywhere he went, I went. He was probably my main daytime caregiver for a lot of years, because Grandma worked for the school district and Mom's a nurse. So they weren't around as much, and that's okay, because they were working hard. And Papa and I, well, we was out there doing things together. And I definitely had a much different relationship with the grandpa and grandma that we lived with and then lived across the street from for years than the family, my dad's side of the family. And there's nothing wrong with them, but they didn't really reach out. And to be honest, neither did I. Because grandma's side of the family is more than enough. Those Rothlutners, man, they are fertile myrtles. And like grandma's little branch of the family is not. But a lot of our cousins are. And that's okay. It just is a different lifestyle from what we live. And I'm okay with that. I have an audience of 3 over here watching me. Well, kind of. I have one dog watching me, one dog listening to me, and Mom listening to me. So I have a pretty good audience. They're pretty tame. So, I forgot what I was saying. Doggone it. But, I don't know. I feel like I knew certain parts of my grandma's family way better than anybody else, like than other parts of our family. But I think that is due to grandma and like her always wanting people to come here and us like traveling in the RV to see people. And that was grandma's doing. She was the one that always wanted to be the center of the party. And she thrived off of, like 4 hours of sleep. That's not me. if I don't have my 10 to 11 hours of sleep, I'm probably not getting out of bed. Or if I am, I'm really slow. I'm pretty excited about doing this tutorial because I've never done a tutorial before. And when I make clothing, I just make it up from what's up here. Most of the time I do not follow patterns. Now the plushies, sometimes I'll follow patterns, sometimes I don't. Just kind of depends on what I'm doing. But I do really like making clothing, and I like making plushies. I like crocheting. I love crocheting. I love knitting, and I'm glad that I am able to do both of them right now, and that I have an interest in both of them. But now it's like, well, how do I divide my time between the two things that I really like? I'll figure it out. I always do. So I'm not really a big pink person. However, I think this pink with this green will look really bright and positive. Not really sunshiny, but bright and positive, which will be nice during the winter months when it's drab and dreary. Although here in Wyoming, we have a lot of days of sunshine, and we don't have to worry about not getting, how do I say this? We don't have to worry about like people who are in England have to worry a little bit about, well, not worry, but how they live with, you know, dreary days for days or, you know, or weeks or months on end. We don't really have that here. Pretty much every day the sun shines, at least for a little bit. Even when it's snowing, we will have sunshine. Doesn't mean the sunshine is warm enough to get rid of the snow, but it's there, which for me, that's a good thing, is having the sunshine around. And I get to benefit from all of Mom's hard work. She kind of thinned out her African violets, and has some new ones that are blooming, and they are just so stinking happy, which is kind of fun to see the different colors. And we have, Mom repotted a clover plant, and that sucker is so happy that he has stuff coming out the top. He has new growth coming out the top and the bottom. So Mom's going to replant all that. But it's nice to get to see the plants and stuff and get the benefits of the nice air from the plants, even though I don't put any work into them. And if it were up to me, I would probably forget to water them. Yeah. So, yeah. And even though they're sitting right in front of my face, I would still forget to water them. That's just, unfortunately, that's just who I am. And, you know, my mom looks at them every day and takes care of them and waters them. And if they need to be pruned a little bit, she does that. If she's growing new starts, she will kind of baby those, and she gets all kinds of growth off of leaves and baby plants, so that she can have new starts. She's just a very prolific gardener when it comes to things like the African violets. And I can't wait. We're getting an, not this week, but here soon, we'll be getting a new sewer. And I'm pretty excited about that because that's pretty important for us. The old sewer, because our house was here first, went straight from our house out to the alley. But then they built up around our house. And so there's a doctor's office next door, and then there's a house on the other side. And those two, that doctor's office and that house, they just tied them into our sewer system. And so we don't have a direct link out to the alley anymore that's just ours. So we will be getting our own here pretty soon. And I am so excited because then we shouldn't have like the backups and stuff. Oh, hello. Yes, the beanie. Let's see here. I did actually finish it. And so it's basically 2 hats in one. And it's really nice and warm. This is Red Heart Super Saver because it's a, it was a practice beanie. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I am really excited that it came out so well because it's been a while since I've really knitted. So I'm working on what's going to be a sweatshirt. And I'm using Premier yarn. This is going to be a sweatshirt, so it's going to have a hood, and it's going to have a front pocket. Some people kind of call them hoodies or other names. But yeah, that's what I'm making. And I'm using the Premier Just Chenille yarn. And it's working up really nice. I just swapped out from the kind of like pale spring green to the pastel pink. And I swapped over to using a pattern stitch, which is a fan stitch. So that, it's really hard to kind of see, but there's the fan and then there's the single crochet. And I do have the first part of the tutorial for this sweater up on my YouTube channel. It came out yesterday. So I'm excited about that. And thank you for coming back, Mindy. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm really enjoying it. I haven't used it before. I've used Premier Parfait, but it was the old Premier Parfait. And that was okay, but this is better. They've definitely worked on their formula. And so now I'm on the part of the sweater where you just go round and round and round. And you do a gazillion rounds until you get it long enough to where it hits you where you want it to. And then I'm going to do front post, back post. I haven't decided if I'm going to do double crochets or single crochets, but I'm thinking probably double crochets. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's always fun to see what you have and find stuff that you forgot that you have. It's kind of like getting new yarn that you don't have to pay for because you already paid for it. It must be time to water the plants outside because Mom and the dogs disappeared. They do that. That's kind of their nighttime ritual. Yep, they're outside. I can hear Humphreys. I don't know if you've... Oh. Oh, okay, that's cool. New organizers. That's awesome. I don't know if you've seen, but oh dear, Passionate Kelsey put out a video about trying to crochet an entire dress in 24 hours. And I'm going, oh, because there's no way. Like, I could definitely do like a kid's dress, but I would not be able to do a dress for myself. That's for darn sure. But I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know if she met her goal or not. Yeah. I kind of like watching those challenge videos where people try and kind of stretch a little bit. But I know, like, with what's going on with me, trying to do a challenge video right now just is not a good idea. But I'm getting a lot of ideas from watching other people. I am thinking that I do want to do like a dress tutorial later on so that it's ready for next spring. Because I think that that would be give people time to work up their own project and have it for the right seasons. That's kind of why I'm working on this tutorial of a sweatshirt, because I want to have it for winter. It'll be nice and bright and almost sunny, and it'll be warm because I live in sweatshirts most of the year. Yeah, a dress is going to be a big commitment. But I have a bunch of red, white, and blue yarn, and I thought that might make a, not that I'm trying to be like patriotic or anything like that. I just thought that that would be kind of nice because of how much I have of it. It should make a nice length dress, because I'm not out here wearing that mini stuff. Like, all my bits need to be completely covered down to my, at least my knees, if not farther down. So yeah. But then again, I'm in my 40s and I am not out there chasing anything. I prefer stuff to be covered, and then I don't have to worry about, you know, anything going, you know, anything suddenly showing. But I've seen, you know, some folks lately Do I have a partner? Kind of. I live with my mom. Um, and we managed to get along, you know, with everything pretty well. I don't know if I could live with anybody else at this point in life. I'm pretty set in my old ways. Pretty much all my cousins are basically married at this point. I think I'm the only one that's not, which is okay. I have enough health complications as it is. I wouldn't want to be a burden to anybody, you know? Plus, I'm just plain weird. I don't know that anybody could put up with me for very long. So you said you're getting new organization. What type of organization are you getting? Is it like the cubes? Okay. That'll be cool. You can't see it, but I'm surrounded by yarn. I got yarn, 2 yarn boxes over here, and I got a box of yarn over here. Because I'm trying really, hello, I'm trying really hard to use up my stash and use what I've got. Thank you for the reminder. You are correct. I am making a sweatshirt. You are correct. Thank you very much, Mindy. Hello. It is. I'm using the Premier Just Chenille. We got a heck of a deal off of Facebook. Mom found it. Yes. And it is working up very nicely. I'm really liking it for clothes and blankets. I won't be making any plushies out of it because for me it's just too thin. But it is a really nice yarn. Not everything is meant to go into plushies. And if you don't know, I do have the beginning tutorial up on my YouTube channel of this this project, and I plan on having another video come out next Wednesday with the next section, and then hopefully the week after that will be the finishing the sweatshirt. Thank you. Yeah. I got a little bit different stuff for a little bit different equipment for like videoing and stuff, and I'm still learning. I'm getting better, but I'm still learning with it. Technology is awesome. It's just not always my friend. Oh, thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful day too. And just that fast, I forget what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. My website does not look very good. And I have been working on it, but that's like the hardest part of doing this for me, is the website, I think. Oh, thank you. Years of practice and muscle memory. Oh, you crochet too? Cool. Oh, awesome. What's your favorite thing to crochet? I really enjoy plushies and making clothes. I think those are kind of my two joys in life right now, other than the dogs and mom and music. Oh, there we go. Made a mistake, but it's easy enough to fix. I'm just going to pull out some yarn so that I can keep going, because this yarn holder is, the way they made it, it's off kilter. So it likes to walk away from me. Thank you. Yes, I was debating on whether I was going to do the pink first or if I was going to do the mint first. And I really like the pink with it. The mint, I think, is just a smidge too cool to go right next to it. But I may still use the mint. But I have yellow and I have blue and purple and black and white. So I have plenty of colors to choose from as I go. Yeah. I'm thinking that white may end up being the finishing stitches. But we'll see. Because I may feel differently by the time I get there. And I'm definitely making this quite oversized because I like to layer up in the wintertime. And so I want to make sure that I can wear other clothes underneath it. Plus, I just like baggy clothes. They fit better over my lumps and my bumps and my surgery scars and all the other stuff that's hiding underneath there. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but stuff that's oversized for me is just, it feels more comfortable, more cozy. Make sure if you haven't hydrated that you hydrate. And if you haven't taken your meds, please take your meds. You got to take care of yourself. Reminded myself too. Boy, I'm boring tonight. I kind of stuck my foot in it with with two of my family members, kind of, sort of. One family member that's partially estranged contacted me and asked me to deliver a message to another family member. And I didn't think a whole lot of it, so I did give the message to the person that I was supposed to, and whoa, oh howdy, I stepped in it bad. There's a lot of hard stuff going on. Surrounding a couple children. One is now finally safe. She's in a good home with her aunt and her uncle, and she is being supported, and she's going to school and taking her meds like she's supposed to, because she has the structure and the support that she really has needed. However, there's a child, and then there's a child that's almost in her teens, and then a to-be-born baby that's supposed to be here sometime in October. I keep rooting for November because that's my birthday. But there's a lot of weirdness going on there, and I didn't mean to step in the middle of it or cause, any pain or harm. So of course I apologized, because I did not realize all the stuff that's going on between these two people. And so it was not my intention to cause harm, and I realized that I had. So yeah, I apologized and felt really bad about it. But on the other hand, I'm not going to cut the first family member off, because I feel like that family member, we need to keep a line of communication open with that family member. At least until the little girl and the unborn baby are in a better place. And even then, I wouldn't cut this person off completely, because this person is still family. And I do not condone the behavior. I do not like what this person has been doing to themselves and to other family members. But at the end of the day, we're family, and I love this person, and I won't let this person walk all over me and Mom. And I will defend Mom and, you know, other people very heartily. But at the same time, I won't cut off the other family member. You know, I'm not going to cut off those lines of communication, because she may come back to it. She may decide that what's going on is not what she wants to have going on. And that's the thing, is she has to want to make the changes, and want to do things differently, which right now, that's not where she's at. When we were kids, one of my cousins always wanted to be called Blaze. Blaze. And I did not realize at the point when he started telling me that I should call him Blaze that he was a little firebug. We found that out a couple years later. And we all had to go to fire school with him. But I think that helped, and he learned from his mistakes. He's such a good, upstanding, loving, kind man. He's had a lot of hard knocks, you know, and he's made some decisions that are maybe not the best for himself, but he is a true blue, come through when you need it kind of guy. Anytime Mom and I are kind of in a pinch and we need help, we can call him. And I'm not going to say that he drops everything, but as soon as he can, he comes, and, you know, he helps us, and we greatly appreciate it. And his babies are almost all grown up. In fact, all but one are grown up. He's got one that's in high school. And I'm so proud of that kid. Hello. I think he's going to be a lot like his dad, which I am very happy about. And he's going to be a lady killer with that smile. And he's always going to be little Zanny to me. And I know that that sounds awful, but he was a very important part of my life as an adult, and he has been his whole life. And he is just a cute little bugger. He always has been. Oh. Sorry guys, I keep getting kind of off camera. Let's see if that works a little bit better. Oh, I see what that is. Okay. I don't know if it's my yarn pushing my camera the wrong way, or if it's me leaning the wrong way. So we'll just move everything. like I said, I'm still trying to get used to a lot of this stuff. I'll get better at it as I go. I don't know if you guys have seen her channel, but Mandy Von Knits, wow. She has really grown her channel. Oh yes, thank you so much. And I have really enjoyed watching her channel grow and change. I think over the last 2 or 3 years. Man, has it really been that long? I think so. But I really enjoy her. She does knitting and crochet, although typically it seems like she does more knitting, which is absolutely fine. I lean harder on my crochet than on my knitting. And especially like creativity wise, I think I'm more creative with my crochet than with my knitting. But I've also been crocheting for a very long time, and so I have muscle memory, and that helps when you're doing a handicraft like this. Having that muscle memory of what you do next and how you do it is really beneficial, whether you're knitting or you're crocheting, you're weaving, beading. Having those movements kind of like memorized in the muscle really does help when you're doing stuff like knitting or crocheting, or you're designing something. Like this sweatshirt is completely born out of my head. I haven't seen one that looks like this out there. Not that I've seen everything that's out there. I'm not trying to say that, but my point is I'm not trying to copy someone else. I like to do my own thing. And I try to make sure that like what I'm doing, it's not something that someone else, I'm not copying what somebody else has done. I might look at it like a reference. Yeah, I really like my first vanilla sock. And it's a pattern, but there's also a YouTube tutorial by it's not Natty's Love and Stitches, but I think it's called the In Stitches podcast or something like that. And she walks you through how to knit those socks. And that is how I learned how to knit. Like trying to knit a washcloth and stuff, it just wasn't sinking in, and I wasn't really able to read my stitches. But man, after working that sock pattern, I really figured out what my stitches look like, because that was the hardest part for me, was what am I looking at, so that I could read my stitches and see what needed to happen next. And I'm so proud of myself. I've finally gotten to the point where I can do some knitting without actually having to watch my hands. But again, practice makes better. I don't say it makes perfect, but it does make better. And another person that you could look up is Very Pink Knits. She has a ton of tutorials out there. And then another thing, you might want to think about the type of needles you're using. I don't prefer like wood or bamboo needles. They're too sticky for me. So I always have used metal needles, and I have found that I prefer the ChowGoo needles, and they are on the pricier side. However, I feel like they're worth it. I feel like they're really high quality. They last me. For the most part, they don't break. And I think having the ChowGoos also helped me. My stitches slid really easily, and it's easy to pick up a stitch and knit it or purl it, because you don't have to worry about, well, I shouldn't say that. It really helps to not split your yarn, because the tips are a little bit sharper. Another brand, which sometimes can be a little bit cheaper than ChowGoo, are the Hayas. Sometimes they're more expensive, sometimes they're less expensive. I did not buy my knitting needles from like a local shop, because we don't really have a local shop. And they really don't stock them at the local yarn shops down that I've been to down in Fort Collins, or at that time they didn't. They may now. So I got all mine off of Amazon, and I love my circulars. I've just recently started working with DPNs, and I am enjoying that now. Last year I took a stab at it, didn't like it, put it away. And this year I'm enjoying using the DPNs, especially when you do like the pinhole cast on, which technically is crocheting. I really like the DPNs. Sorry, you got me on a topic that I really enjoy to talk about, I guess. No problem. Sometimes I really like to jibber jabber. The other thing, I don't know if you really do gauge swatches in your crochet, because typically I don't. I use the project as the gauge swatch. However, and I do that too in knitting a lot of times. Sometimes I'll do my gauge, and when I do, I have this wooden ruler, and it works for me really well, because what matters to me is my stitch width, not my stitch height, because stitch height is going to change person to person, needle size to needle size, yarn to yarn. But for me, knowing the stitch width is pretty important in some projects, and so that's why I have this. Ooh! Another thing, I found a yarn off of Amazon, and I really, really like this one. Now the ball band did not have the name of it on it, so I had to go do some looking and digging. So the brand of this yarn is, I am gonna butcher this and I apologize. Yeah. This brand, Muasake. So it's spelled M-O-O-S, whoops, I told you wrong. M-O-O-A-S-K-E. And this is a really nice, they call it chenille velvet yarn, but it is a really nice plumper chenille yarn, so it's much better for plushies. It's not as thick as Bernat, but it is a really nice yarn. So I'm very pleased about that. And it comes, you can get it in a single or a 3-pack, and I like getting the 3-pack. Yes, I have really enjoyed this. It cakes up like a dream. It's just a really nice yarn. I have found a lot of yarns that are like not typical brand names. Oh, hi, yes, I see that. How are you doing? But I've been trying different brands and different things that are maybe not as common, plus trying to work through my stash to figure out what yarns I like best. Oh, I'm doing awesome, thank you. Because I have figured out that some yarns are, I like better for plushies than others. I guess that's me being kind of snooty, I guess. But there's some yarns that for me, they just work up really nice and easy. And for me, they don't leave a lot of holes. And so for me, that's definitely a plushy yarn. What else? I would say that I'm going to be taking video of my Sunday markets, but I'm going to be honest with you, I may or may not. It depends on what's going on and if I get busy or if I'm just not feeling so well. If it's a bad day, I won't be doing any filming. And if it's a good day, I will. It just kind of depends because my energy level with all of my medical stuff goes up and down, and it's a roller coaster, so you never know where I'm going to be each day. But that's what makes it fun, right? Because you never know when you go to bed at night how you're going to feel in the morning. So you can always be positive and tell yourself that it's going to be a better day. I hope y'all are having a good day. It's been pretty nice here in Wyoming, where we're at. It's kind of clouded up, and maybe we'll get some showers this evening, and that would be good for the grass and the plants. It's always nice when Mother Nature plays nice with us. Although she doesn't have to, and she sure lets us know sometimes, doesn't she? I don't know if you guys know this or not, but just a little trivia for you. Yellowstone, I guess they call it a culvert? They have like a north one and a south one. Oh, awesome. And I think it's the south one is moving like 1/4 of an inch a year. Yep, we live in a state where there's more pronghorn antelope than there are humans. And I'm okay with that. Hello. Sometimes I kind of wish that, you know, the states that are getting a ton of, you know, have gotten a ton of rain, that they could get the rain they needed, and that, you know, then some of it could be piped to other areas where it's really dry and tends to stay really dry. But it's not to be, because it'd take a lot to do that. Just mechanically and man hours, and then you'd have to make sure that the system is constantly working and that, you know, you're not passing on like parasites or something. So it's not really realistic, but sometimes, you know, it's like, man, if we could take some of that flooding and, you know, put it where it's really dry, that would be helpful. That's okay. It'd be nice if we got a really nice rain tonight. And what's funny is here in town, like one side of town can get rain and the other side won't. And our town is like, you can drive from one end to the other in like 10-15 minutes. So it's not like we're a massive place. But yeah, a lot of times like the north side of town will get hit really hard and we don't get anything. But that's what happens. Plus our city is kind of in a bowl, down kind of in a carved out bowl from the plains. And so a lot of the winter weather goes around us. It hits Laramie and Fort Collins and, you know, Sydney and whatnot, and then we don't get hardly anything. Which is okay. It's just, it would be nice if we could build up, you know, some reserves. Because we're having a lot more animals coming through town. And I'm sure that they're looking for water and they're looking for food. Because it's getting hard out there for everyone. And there's been so much like house building around town. You know, and people are complaining about it, but if we have people coming in that can afford it, that's nice, because rent has really, really gone up. So have mortgages. Okay guys, I am getting really close to the beginning of the round. So when I hit the beginning of the round again, I think that I'll probably shut down, but I'm not there yet. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sometimes that happens with weather. Okie dokies. So I am back around to where my beginning of round is. So, 1, 2, 3, wait a minute. Okay, so I actually, whoops, can't go that far. I've actually done 5 rounds, 4 in the fan stitch. Let's see here. So I have a little over 2 inches of the patterning for the body done. I have a long way to go on this one. Thank you so much for joining me, liking and subscribing. Thank you. Yes, it is. I'd like to remind everybody that you are wanted, you are needed, and you are loved. Please be kind to everyone, including yourself. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you too. I hope you all have a great day. I will be live again on Saturday. Bye, guys.